I hope you're all really well. I will just pop our overhead camera on and you can see what I'm up to. Oh, I'm a little bit off centre there. That's better, isn't it? As you can see, I am just sorting out some of my my alcohol markers while we get set up and while we give everyone a chance to join us. I can't believe it's Friday again. I know I say this every week, but it does seem to all of a sudden be Friday crafty time. I hope everyone is has had a good week or is having a good week and is looking forward to the weekend. Like I said, I'm just sorting out some of my alcohol markers here so that we're ready to do a bit of crafting this afternoon. These are the markers that I took with me to Hobby Maker last weekend, actually on Sunday, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and put them all back yet, so I'm just going to do that now. While we wait for everyone to hop on. So I have all of my alcohol markers lined up in front of me here. So so I can just slot them all back into place, and then they're easy to grab. They're all in number order, or they should be, providing something hasn't gone wrong in my in my planning, and then I should be able to just go to the colour that I need and easily be able to locate it. And these were colours that I'd used for like I say for Hobby Maker at the weekend, because I was doing some we'd got the Cafe Critters and we'd got the Enjoy the Little Things set, and they went down so well. So thank you to everyone who watched us at the weekend, because we sold out of all of the stamps. I think in the end, all of the stamps, bar maybe one or two, we did sell out of. So yeah, it was a very busy show, very really exciting to see that the stamps are what people are looking for. The stamps and our characters are what people are wanting to buy, and because we always do really well with our brushes, obviously on Hobby Maker, but to then find people who really want to buy our stamps is just such a it's really lovely, because that's obviously what I design and what I do. So these are all my neutral colours, which I'm going to leave for the minute, because I feel like we need to start thinking about some crafting, and I want to like I say, I want to give people a chance to join us. I've got a couple of, let me grab a couple of cards for you guys to be looking at, so that you've got something a bit more interesting to see rather than just me, because I am thinking of some different ideas for cards today. So I'm looking for a bit of inspiration for some cards. So here are some cards that I've made with you guys in the past. That one's very cute, isn't it? With one of the mini slimlines. I think the mini slimlines are such a cute idea. Hello Julie, how are you? Lovely to see you. Actually, I've not got this up on Facebook, just to make sure that you guys can see me okay. That's normally the first test, isn't it, that everything's working. Happy Friday, and what a beautiful day it's been. It really has been a lovely day, hasn't it? Surprisingly, because it started off as not a very beautiful day at all. It was actually looking pretty grim, and I went out with my big winter coat on, and yeah, immediately regretted it because yeah, it was boiling then all of a sudden. So, oh, there we go, we can see everything fine. Oh, we've got a visitor. Hello there, Maisie. So our usual little cat visitor has arrived. Would you like to come and sit on my knee? Is that what you're saying? Well, it would be, it's a shame actually that this wasn't yesterday, because obviously, as you guys know, Maisie loves to get involved in our lives. Don't you, Maisie? Where are you going? You're going that way. So yeah, Maisie loves to get involved, as you know. It's one of her favourite evenings is sat crafting with me. Whenever I'm in here, she likes to be here. And yesterday was her birthday. Hers and Arnie's birthday. Hello, Crafting Queen. Crafty Queen says, hello Joe and all the crafty viewers watching. Hope everyone is well and enjoying the hot weather today. Bit overcast but lovely and warm. Exactly. It's still nice and warm even though it's not particularly sunny, which is good because then it means you don't have to, you know, put on a million layers, doesn't it? So it's just really refreshing to have some nice weather. So yesterday was Arnie and Maisie's birthday, and I thought today might be a good opportunity to make them a little birthday card. So don't tell them that they should have had this yesterday, but yesterday we weren't doing the live, so, you know. She's coming back to say hello. Hello there, little one. So this giant fluff ball here that comes and knocks my camera and gets involved used to be much smaller, so I have actually put a picture together to show you. So let's just go back to the gallery for a second and I'll show you this picture. So this picture is Arnie and Maisie when we first brought them home. They were only about 9 weeks old at this point, and they were both so cute. So the one on the left with the green paper collar on is Arnie, and then Maisie is to the right. And Arnie looks so little and tiny next to Maisie there. Maisie looks like the little bit of a chunk there next to him, but I think it's just because he had the little paper collar on, it made his neck look really small. But now Arnie is, you know, much bigger than she is. He's definitely grown into his fluff, and I can't believe that they used to be this small. They are, I mean, they were just so adorable. They could, you know, you could cup them in your hands, and they were so little. And so playful, and now they're just big cuddly balls of fluff now. But yeah, I can't believe how much they've grown in the last couple of years. And apparently Maine Coons, they're Maine Coon cross, so they're not fully fledged Maine Coons, so they are smaller than obviously they're the pure breed, but they are bigger than a normal cat, I would say. And they've not finished growing. Apparently they grow to keep on growing till they're about 4 years old, I think it says, because they mature much slower than a regular kitty would. So aren't they cute? So today's let's switch to the overhead. There we go. So today's card is going to be for these little guys because they're going to get a little belated birthday present. And the Perfect Day stamps and the Pawsome dies, which are no longer available unfortunately because they were like some of the most popular dies that we did. These were really made for these guys because obviously they are they're styled around them. So this little cat here, the style of cat here is like Clyde, our previous cat, but it's also great for all short-haired cats. So Mabel now, this cat can represent our British blue short hair Mabel, and then this style of kitty is perfect for all your fluffier cats. So that's really what they were styled on. And at the time of designing this was designed based on Rosie, who passed away 2 years ago. So it's always a bit bittersweet when I talk about you know, that these two coming into our lives, because if it hadn't been for Rosie passing, we would never have met them. So I'm so grateful to have them in our lives, but at the same time I wish it hadn't been because of what happened to Rosie. But yeah, she was adorable. So we always think of her and remember her, because it was at the around sort of next weekend time will be the anniversary of her passing from a couple of years ago. And these guys were born 2 years ago yesterday, so they were born just a few days before Rosie passed away, which is all very, very weird, and I don't know, but we love having them, and Rosie used to like coming and joining the lives occasionally, those of you that have been around for a while. So Crafty Queen, they are 2 years old now, 2 years of yesterday, and you know, causing havoc. She's now laid down on the other chair next to me, after she's just made a few biscuits, and now she's having a little snooze next to me, aren't you? So you're going to oversee today's card for me, aren't you? Make sure I do it right. Yes, you are. Okay, so let's pick a stamp set then for this card as a starting point. Like I say, the Perfect Day and the Kitty Capers are the ideal cards for cats. If you're a cat lover. But I also am really quite interested in the Let's Party, and having like a little cat party to go to. Thought that might be quite a cute little idea. So yeah, and obviously we've got the birthday cake. I love that birthday cake. There's obviously the Queen for the day, so we could have the Queen and King for the day. That would be quite cute, wouldn't it? The King and Queen. So this, although this is the Queen for the Day stamp set, we could make this guy the little king, and then this guy, or this could be the king, this could be the queen, whichever. That would be quite cute, wouldn't it? I quite like the idea of that. I do quite like that idea. And then we've got yeah, we need like wishing you a royal birthday or something like that. I think that would be quite cute, wouldn't it? Or for the In the Warm Hugs stamp set, you've got It's Your Birthday, You Deserve a Treat. That's really cute. So and obviously they're going to be getting so many treats because it is their birthday. Let's have a look, what else have we got in here? I love mixing and matching all of my sets, because this is what makes them then so unique and personal, because you're making it, you know, for the recipient, but you're using all of your Time for Tea sets in a different way. So I think I'm going to use a combination of these, because I think they're really cute. So I think we might use a couple of these sentiments. I might do Wishing You a Happy Birthday from this one, actually. Wishing You a Happy Birthday, but then I might do them as the King and Queen. But then we could use some of the little accessories from the Let's Party, maybe. So we'll pop these to one side, because although they are a bit more, the fluffy version, it doesn't really matter. We can use a bit of artistic license, can't we? So I'm going to pop those to one side. Oh goodness, here we go. Oh, trying to lift things with one hand. There we go. And now I need to think of what kind of card base. So Julie says, I used the Let's Party stamp sets for friend's birthday card this week. We made a double shaker. I think I saw that on, did you pop that on the friends page, Julie? I think I briefly saw it while I was doing a bit of random flicking through things. I think I did actually see that one. So I'm thinking maybe the sweet scalloped would be cute, or the inverted scallop would be a cute one for this. What else have we got here that I could use? Oh, so many beautiful little beautiful dies that we've got. Flirty Flowers is a lovely one, isn't it? We could do a little bit of a stencil, couldn't we? Oh, You Had Me at Meow. Oh, I love this. I love that die so much. But it's not going to work so much for this. But that is, I do love this one. And I think this one, if you're a subscriber, you will have had the Fill Your Basket Friday notification. There is a code there that's just for subscribers for you to be able to get 50% off certain items, and I'm pretty sure that this is in that. So if you haven't already seen it, you need to go and check that out. But I think I'm going to use this because I haven't used it for a while, and I think I want to keep it quite simple because I think we're going to, the focal point is going to be our little characters, and I'm wondering whether I might have to do it on I might need the horizontal version of this, so I can do it landscape. So giving myself a little idea, but now I've got the wrong orientation. Let's find that. There we go. Here we go. So this is the Lots of Love die, and you've got the vertical and the horizontal, and I think, like I say, I'm going to go with this, and we'll do a little bit of stenciling in the background. I've got a card base just here, so let's grab this like so, and I can either do colour in the background or colour on the front. I'm not quite sure which one, but I've got a bit of cardstock here, so let's line this up and let's get this through the card machine. We're not paying for it. We're going to put it through the die cutting machine, and then we will see. Oh, have I frozen on Facebook? Let's reopen it and restart again. If you're getting any freezing anywhere but you can still hear me, then it's sometimes worthwhile just logging out and logging back in again, and it usually catches up. Yeah, I've caught up now. So Julie says she did pop it in the friends page. She did get an email but not looked at it because she's skinned. I get it. I know it's sometimes really tough, when you've got lots of other things that you're paying for, as I well know. We are saving for our holiday, which is coming up very, very soon actually. So I'll tell you about that in a second. So I'm just going to double check that this is all cut, because this is quite an intricate die and my plates are quite warped. I don't know if you can see there's just a little bit where it's not quite fully cut through. I'm not going to try putting it through again because it is just going to cause me more headaches to do that. But because it's pretty much almost gone through, you could use a craft knife to just go back over that line, or I'm just going to snip it with my scissors. Oh my goodness, we've got another cat. It's not your birthday. That was Mabel, just doing a quick run through there. These little bits here, I'm always tempted to save them, but then I never use them. But I just think these would make such cute bits of confetti, or you know, just in a shaker card, they'd look so cute. I mean, imagine cutting a few of these out and making some little bespoke bits of confetti. You could cut them from different coloured cardstock and just make your own confetti. I just think that would be so cute. If ever, you know, I get married, I might do the very same thing. You'd have to run it through a fair few times, but you know, you've got enough there to make a little bit of cute confetti. So we'll just pop that there. And we'll just, oh no, don't do that. We lost him. There we go. So we've got our piece of our focal piece, if you like, that's going to make our background. Julie says, I have most of it anyway, hoping bits reduced are items I have already, and then you can save for Doncaster. That's it. You have got pretty much everything already, haven't you, anyway? Julie, bless you. But there's lots of people out there that haven't. So if you've been, you know, had your eye on some things, there are 113 items in that exclusive discount. So what I will do after this, if there's anybody watching that's not already a subscriber, I will resend the email to new subscribers after this. And then you will get the email then. So if you want to subscribe while you're watching, then you'll get that, and you'll also get notification of future ones as well. So the idea being for this then is that we'll have our little king and queen, little King Arnie, and little Queenie Maisie. And I have to say that this little girl does look very much like Maisie. And this is King Arnie sat on his throne. So Arnie has taken to sitting on they've got a favourite little blanket that used to be on the bed in the spare bedroom, but Aunt popped it on the floor in the hallway on the landing one time, and now that's his favourite place to sleep. So so we've had to leave it there now because he loves it so much. So yeah, it's very cute. Julie says that she used the bits from the Scattered Hearts cover plate in her shaker card. We could all save them for you for confetti. That would be so cute. You could all send me all of your confetti hearts. So wishing you and then we've got birthday, and then we need happy. So wishing you a happy, wishing you a happy birthday. I think that's going to look so cute. And it's just dead simple, but really, really cute. And I mean, we could even give them a little cake from the Let's Party, couldn't we? So the little cake could kind of go in the middle like this. So we've got the wishing you a happy birthday, and then having a little little munch on a cake. That could be quite cute, couldn't it? All right, I think we've got a bit of an idea there of what we want to do. So I'm using 3 different stamp sets. So I've got the Let's Party, the Queen for a Day, and the birthday cake sets that we're using for this, for a variety of different bits and bobs. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my colour in the back with the images being the colour on top, if that makes sense. So because then you've got a layer of colour, you've got your white, and then you've got a layer of colour from your images. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So that means I'm going to ink blend directly onto my card base. So what colour scheme shall I go for? It needs to be a bit party-like, doesn't it? So let's put my glasses on. Let me grab my little bit of inspiration sheet here. So here are some swatches of colour that I've done in the past. Really lovely little swatches of colour that really help me when it comes to making putting backgrounds together. That's a really lovely little selection of colours. What else have we got here? Or we could go kind of down the purples and pinks. I'm a big fan of purples and pinks, but I don't know whether I'm feeling because we do a lot of purples and pinks, but I quite like this combination. See, now that's a lovely combination as well, isn't it? But I feel like it needs to be something a little bit bright and a bit party-like. So I do think that it has to be one of these. And you can come up with your own colour combinations, but what I think is really good idea to do is have somewhere to record them. I mean, how beautiful is that? That is like an actual sunset. That's so nice. I'm tempted to do that because that's quite colourful, isn't it? And you could have pink, you could have that with the pink and then the yellow. That's a beautiful, beautiful set of colours. So the colours that I think, I've not written the colours on here actually, but do I go from this way or do I go from this way? I think I'm going to go this way. And I think I think it is potentially Wilted Violet. I don't think it's Seedless Preserve. I think that's a bit more, let's have a look. It could be. No, that's a bit more of what's the, I don't know what other colours in that, but it's, I don't think that's the right colours, but probably a bit more pink. Is it a bit more pinky? That's definitely something like a carved pumpkin, but like I say, we could go pink rather than orange. And then I'm going to suggest that that's the other colour is a mustard seed at the other end, rather than anything else. I think the fossilised amber is probably going to be a wee bit, it could be fossilised amber. I think it's probably more likely to be that. And the wild honey is, oh, that's a lovely colour. I feel like I'm going to have to do some test swatching, but I don't think it's the wild honey either, I'm going to say. Let's try a little bit of the fossilised amber. Such beautiful colours. I mean, nothing to say that we couldn't use the wild honey because it does look lovely. So I'm going to get some of my OG. See, that mustard, that's the fossilised amber. That is a lovely, lovely yellow, isn't it? That is beautiful. It's a beautiful yellow. That could very well be the right one, because I just scrub off my my brush and go in with the mustard seed. Let's see the difference in those two colours. I mean, there doesn't seem to be much difference there, does there? I think it looks softer though, like the fossilised amber, and it's the colours aren't getting contaminated there because you can see that there's no colour there on my brush. So interesting. So that's the mustard seed and the fossilised amber, both contenders there. Then we've got the carved pumpkin, which we'll pop next to it. I feel like that maybe not as dark as what we've got there. So what's maybe it's the crackling campfire. Let's try some of that. Yes, it's definitely the crackling campfire. That's such a beautiful shade of orange. And then for our purple, we've got the wilted violet. Yeah, the wilted violet, I imagine, is going to be the one. I think my brush probably needs a bit of a clean, bit of a refresh. You see these two colours can be quite dirty when they mix, so I think rather than create that bit of a dirty effect, I'm going to go for a bit of pink as my mid shade rather than the orange. I love the orange, but I do think that that I want some. I don't want to risk this dirty effect and spoil my my overall effect. So I'm going to go with. I could go with the. Oh, what should we go for? I'm wondering whether that, because the saltwater taffy is a lovely pink. And that's going to mix really well. Yeah, that's a lovely colour. It's going to mix really well with that purple and with our fossilised amber colour. So I think I'm going to go with that. So I would always suggest, if you're not sure, do a little bit of a swatch, because it does really help to do that before you take it straight to your project. So I'm just double checking to see if I've got oh, lovely. Oh. I'm just destroying things left, right and centre. I've just destroyed one of my caddies there. Picked it up and destroyed it. There we go. So I was just looking to see if I'd got a new purple brush, because I think I want to use a fresh one. I think this one might need a bit of a wash because it's gone a bit, the ink's quite in there, so that I think that might need a little bit of a wash, that one. And like I say, I never wash them. It's only when they get to the point where the ink is very deep in there and it's hardened a little bit, that it is definitely worth doing, because you want to get that softness back in there, just so that it's easier for you to then be able to create a nice finish. This one is still lovely and soft. You can see that is much softer still, even though there's plenty of ink in that one. So this is totally fresh and is ridiculously soft. So yeah, this is going to create an absolutely gorgeous effect, and we'll look at that. Oh, that is just so satisfying. So satisfying when you see that, and you see how easily that goes onto the page. So gorgeous. So I'm going to do it in thirds. So we're starting with our purple, and doing that for the bottom third. of our card, like so. Beautiful. Give that a clean, because again, if you don't want, you know, if you want your brushes to last a bit longer, don't use and abuse them like I do. Make sure you clean them in between. And then we'll go with a bit of saltwater taffy. Not used this for ages, so I think this is going to be such a lovely colour. Oh, this is such a lovely colour, look at that. And that's blending so well with that purple, and this is why it is worth doing a test of your colours and swatching them, because you will be able to see which ones are going to blend really well together and which ones are going to be a bit more tricky, and that might give you that bit of a dirtier effect. Now I am going in with lots of colour here. I am not holding back on the colour. Oh, I've used my old brush there, because I want it to really pop through my dye, so I don't worry about being really heavy-handed with this, because I want it to show through the background, so I don't want it to be subtle. This is a party card for my little babies, so we're going in with a lovely bright colour, and I'm then going to go in with some of my fossilized amber. We're going to go with, because again, not used this for the longest time, and I think it's such a lovely shade of yellow, and it's going to blend really well with that saltwater taffy. So I'm bringing that over the top of that pink. Don't worry about any you know, edges that haven't fully blended at this point, because we will blend those out. But I think this colour scheme is going to give you such a lovely kind of sunset. Crafty Queen says, looks like you've had as much fun as I did using your brilliant stencils. I'm so glad you've included the waste cutout bits for masking. Saves faffing about with square paper and tape, etc. for the masking stencils range I meant. Yes, that's exactly what I've done here. These are all the masking stencils. A lot of them we don't have many of the sizes left. The only one that we don't have the cutout piece for is the large circle, and that was a manufacturing error. And once they disposed of it, we couldn't get it back. But for the others, you do get all of the waste, so that you can use that as a stencil as well. Like for example, that, you know, there we've stenciled the inside, but there we've stenciled the outside. So such a good range that. And at one point they were very, very new, and you know, they were quite you know, hard to get hold of. Obviously there's a lot of companies that brought them out since, and they're a bit more readily available, but I like to think ours are a bit better, because you get that waste as well. So, and they are obviously our usual fabulous quality. So you can see I'm going over that line again with the saltwater taffy, just to blend it out, soften that edge a little bit into the fossilized amber. And I'm also going to bring some of that pink down into the purple again, just so that we've got a nice kind of even-ish of sorts stripe going across, so you're going to be able to see all of that colour really well. And it will not be too dominated by one colour or another. The great thing about the oxide inks is that they are very oh, I've done the thing that I said I would never do. They are a bit opaque, so you can go over the top of them and create a really nice nice blend. So that's what I'm doing there, just over the top. And now we've got a really lovely blend, and I hope that you can see that on camera. I want to create a little bit of oh, you know, when we're talking about shaker cards, this would be quite a good one to make a shaker card, but I don't think I've got any bits small enough, because I could just imagine some like silvery confetti in the background of this. Would be looking really cute. So let me just remove my stamps here so you can see what the effect of this will look like. So over the top of that colour, look how amazing that is. That is so gorgeous. And we've got that lovely ombre effect running all the way through. Isn't that beautiful? So nice. So you could make this into a shaker card as well and have some confetti pieces in the background. What I'm thinking I might do here, which I've not done for a while, is I'm going to go for some of my shimmer paints. So I'm just going to see if I can easily grab them, because these are stunning. Let's have a look. Where are they? I think I might just have to move Maisie a little bit. Sorry, Maisie. And my little love. Here we go. So here they are stunning. So this is my little pack of paints, and these are the Fine Tech, I think, shimmer paints. And I'm sure I've given them the wrong name, but they are Fine Tech, and they produce the most beautiful colour. I'm just going to move some of my bits out of the way because it will inevitably splatter everywhere. So we just need to clear the decks a little bit. And I need some paper, just some scrap paper around me so that I can cover everything up. And I'm going to use my silicone mat to help me out a little bit here. And I've got a brush somewhere, there we go. And I've got some water. This is quite old water actually, not ideal, but I think it will do for now. I've also got, in fact I'll use this because this is a bit cleaner than that. That's from last week, so we'll use this instead. And I'm going to go into, this is just like a silvery shimmer. So what you have to do is you have to get this paint moving. So you have to get it nice and wet. So I'm adding that water into it to get that colour moving around, and you can see, hopefully you can see now that the colour's really starting to move. It will dry back, so you don't have to, you know, don't worry, you're not wasting anything by adding the water to it, because it will, that water will evaporate and it will dry. But what that water does, it activates that colour, activates the pigment, gets it moving around so that we can then do a bit of splattering. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit more water to that, just so we've got plenty of movement. And then dab a little bit off. We'll do a little bit of a test splatter. There we go. And then move that across to our project. And then the higher up I go, obviously the more splattery it's getting and the more it's going everywhere, but that will give you just a little bit of a finer spray. But yeah, let's add plenty to that. And then I'm going to just clean off my brush with the tiny bit of water that I've got. It's now sent my water this gorgeous shimmery water. So this horrible waste water is now beautiful and shimmery. And I'm going to go in with the gold, and I think we'll go for a bit of gold as well, because why the devil not? So a bit more water in there. Again, we're getting that pigment moving, we're getting that moving around. so that we can then, and you'll feel it under your brush going lovely and creamy and just, oh, it's fabulous. So bit of splatter of gold as well. Now it's a party. Now we've got a party going on. And then I'll mix that in there, and now I've got the most beautiful pearly water. It's amazing. So I have managed to get splatters of paint in most places. So now we just close the tin, you see, and now that's airtight, and now that will just dry in there, so that will be fine to use. You use the tiniest bit of product, but it is amazing because the shine on it is, the shimmer is just stunning. So you won't be able to tell that probably from here. I'll just put that in front of the camera and see, can you see how that's just shimmering? It's so gorgeous in real life. So I'm going to let that dry. It's almost like a night sky now, isn't it? And then let's just dry off our, or clean off our silicone mat. We'll pop the water out of the way. That all needs a good clean afterwards, and then we can do a bit of stamping and colouring in, can't we? So give that a clean, wipe up any excess splatters that we can see. This craft mat is a disgrace. This craft desk is probably a bit of a disgrace, to be honest with you. It's been worked very hard lately, and it's while I do clean up as I go, you still end up with little splatters everywhere. So Annalisa's saying that every time she watches and sees me with my blending swatches, you say I need to do that. Yes, I think they are. It's such a good thing to have to refer back to, because it just, when you're thinking, oh, I don't know what colour to use for this project, even if you don't end up using the colours that are in your swatches, it does give you a little bit of inspiration and somewhere to start from, I think. So yeah, so I do think it's a really good idea to do. So I'm going to pop that in there, so hopefully I remember to give that a clean as well. And then we need to do a little bit of stamping now, don't we? So I need a bit of stamping card, which I think I've got a few scraps of here. So yes, we've got plenty, and we've got a nice quilted background already die cut, so that needs to be used for a project at some stage. But let's concentrate on Arnie and Maisie for now, getting their own special little card. Okay, I'll use this piece here because this is being cut perfectly to size. So my little characters, get them set up here. We've got birthday, we've got our little cat there, and then we've got wishing you a happy. And now I think what I'm going to do with the wishing you a happy, I might put the happy on after actually. I'm thinking with that, let me put birthday there, in fact, that what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out as a strip, or use one of our fishtail banner dies for that. In fact, that might be quite good to do on a different coloured cardstock. So yeah, we'll do that separately. And well, should I do the birthday separately as well then? Yeah, I'm going to do the birthday separately as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to do some heat embossing for that, which we've not done for a while, because I'm thinking I want to do that as a bit of a banner across the top, because they're not, obviously, the die for those, we'll cut them out separately, but I want them as one sentence rather than as two separate ones. So bit of tuxedo black. I feel like my tuxedo black might be a bit dry, that one, so I might have to go at it with a different ink block. That's not too bad, I've just missed a little bit there. Let's try this one. I've got two on the go and I don't know which one's the juicier one of the two, so it is a bit trial and error, and I probably should mark them as one or the other, but I've put the one that I think is freshest on top now. Yeah, that's much better, isn't it? So that's my little cats. I'll give this a bit of a clean. And because we've done our background first, which is what I like to do, I've got my colour scheme sorted pretty much now, haven't I? So let's pop these back in here. Yeah, and we've got the gold going on. So that's very regal. We've given ourselves a bit of gold bling. So now we just need to put that in there. Lovely. So I think, yeah, I don't think I'll need that for the moment. So let's have a look at getting these coloured in. And shall I zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see me colouring? So I am going to try and colour them like Arnie and Maisie, which is going to mean that they're quite dark, because obviously Arnie, I love that so nice. Arnie and Maisie are very dark. You know what I need to do with this is cut it out in some foam so that we've got some dimension, otherwise I'll be here all year trying to pop that up, won't I? So we'll do that after as well. And that paint dries so quickly. So the N shades, N5, N3, N7, I think they're what we're going to use to colour our cats, and I'm going to do that first, so that's our starting point. So I'm going to just put my reading glasses on so I can see what I'm actually doing. I have got to that point where I now have to wear my reading glasses more often. So annoying. So I wear contact lenses, but I have to wear my reading glasses to see things very close up, which I find really annoying, because I think, well, I'm wearing contact lenses so that I don't have to wear glasses, but then I have to wear my reading glasses because my contact lenses for distance, so I can see, you know, things far away, but it means that I can't see things really close too. So you kind of get in one but losing out on the other. So, and I'm finding that I'm wearing my reading glasses more and more now. I don't know what that means. Probably need another eye test. But yes, I find it, you know, if I'm doing when I'm doing the doing my artwork for the stamps and things, I do find it easier just to not have my contacts or my glasses on. But it's one of those things, I don't know if you like me, you like to colour in while you're watching TV or something. You can't, you know, do something close to and then look up at a screen that's far away. I need to be able to see both. So I do have some varifocal lenses in my glasses. So I do have those, but again, I don't like wearing them. And it's not just a vanity thing. I mean, part of it is a vanity thing. I don't like the way I look in glasses. I never have. I don't think I suit a pair of glasses particularly. My face shape is just not made for glasses. But I also find them really inconvenient. They get in the way, they get steamed up, you know, in certain weathers, and so yeah, I just find them a bit frustrating. You know, if you're out in the rain, they get all rained on and you can't see. So again, they are kind of my, when I know I'm doing some work at home on my iPad, maybe that's when the varifocals come out, or if I'm just trying to have a rest day from wearing my contact lenses, then yeah, I will wear them. But for the most part, I do try and wear my contact lenses, so I do find them a bit more convenient. So you can see I've just gone around with my darkest shade and then filled that in with my mid-tone and then my lightest tone, and that's giving our cat a little bit of shape. So we'll do the same for Arnie as well. Oh, before I do that, I need to give Maisie some little rosy cheeks. So because we're using such a dark colour, I like to do it before she's had chance to dry, because that means then that you can get the colour on there. The nose I'm going to do in black with a black glaze pen, so that's fine. And then yeah, like I say, I've used the R32 for the cheeks just because they needed to be a little bit more of an intense pink to show through that darker grey. I have bled a little bit into the collar, but that's okay, because when we colour the collar in you won't see that. So a little bit of darker shade around the edges, and then the mid-tone, which is the N5, sorry, will go all the way around the inside of that, so bringing that colour in and softening that edge a little bit. And what I'm thinking here, I know we've got a bit of a colour scheme going on, but I might mix it up a little bit. And the N3 then for the middle, by giving Arnie a green pillow to sit on that matches the in honour of the green collar that he had back in the day. That I think that will look really quite cute. And normally I would probably stick to just the 3 colours, because you don't want it to be too busy and too much, and there is a danger if you introduce more than the 3 colours that you become a bit too crazy. But obviously, you know, we do work with the rainbow a lot, which is obviously more than the 3 colours, so we can break the rules occasionally. So a little bit of pink for Arnie's cheeks as well. And I'm using the lighter pink for the ears, although it is quite a bright pink, but that's popped in there. So I'm happy with that so far. So just missing all of the chat here. Annalise says it's 20 degrees Celsius now, which is about as hot as she likes it. We can't wait for it to be that temperature. 21 yesterday, says Annalisa, in shorts. I love that. And JH, is that Julie Hutchins? You've got so many different handles. When she visited Toronto in spring, the weather was really cold compared to Korea. Oh wow, that's surprising. You do have some very extreme weathers in Canada, Annalisa. we're a bit meh. We're a bit fair to middling, aren't we? But yeah, it's I feel like a little pop of green under his yeah, under his for his little, I can't speak. Give me the words. What words am I trying to say? for his pillow. Goodness, that was hard. Where did my words go? G82, I love that colour. That is such a lovely colour, but it might end up being a bit too dark. There's no colour near it apart from G85, which is super dark. I want it to be a bit more vibrant than that, but I do think that's a really pretty green combination for kind of foliage and things like that. What about a bit of G12? So I want to go for something, no, I think it needs to be a bit more of a yellowy green. What's pistachio looking like? I'm trying not to go for the usual greens that I go for, which tend to be, you know, your YG03, your YG25s. But there's a reason why we go for those, because they are bright and they're pretty and they work. So, but, you know, it is nice to mix it up occasionally. Now, that YG41 is very pretty, but that could also be a bit dark, couldn't it? What do we think? That's a very pretty green. Does that go with what we're doing here? I wonder if we could get away with that, or do we go for the old favourites, the YG13, that one, and a bit of YG17. Oh yeah, you see, the old favourites have won the day. I do love all of those colours though, and I think it is nice to mix it up occasionally. So do experiment more than me. So YG17, wrong end. Let's try again. And I'm just going to just go around the edges where there would be a bit of shadow cast. Really simple. And then the YG13 to bring it all together. And I might even go as far as adding a little bit of a lighter shade in the middle with the YG11. Almost looks like a little pea pod. So to bring some of this together, some of these colours will look really nice in our cake, I think. So for example, maybe the sashes in a bit of green would be really quite nice. So a little bit of the green there, just to bring some of that together. And then saltwater taffy is quite a salmony sort of a pink, I would say. So is it quite similar to the R22 and the R21 maybe? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at these together. Maybe a bit more pinky pink. Let's try I think maybe the RV11 is working out quite nicely with that. So to bring this in to our cake here, do we go for a pink icing cake? No, because it's in the middle. So I'm just going to add some of those pink bits to the flowers, and I'm going to make a brown base for our like it's almost a bit rustic, and we could just go with kind of a cream coloured cake, so it's a kind of a creamy frosting. So this is the YR000, and I think that is going to be a really nice colour, just to add a little bit of shading around that cake, just to make it look like it's got some shape to it but isn't actually a colour. And then so thinking about the rest of our colour scheme, the pink candles, do we think, or maybe purple candles? Purple candles would be kind of cute, wouldn't they? So I'm going to go with not too brighter a colour of purple here, because we don't want to take away from the background. And then for Maisie, for her collar, again we could go with a purple, or we could go, I'm thinking maybe yellow would be quite good. Obviously we're going to have a bit of yellow on the candles, so let's do that, and then a bit of yellow on Arnie's crown here, and he can have also here, let me go with the Y, I think we'll go with the Y11. So that was the Y15, and then this is the Y11. So this is going to make us our gold crown, and we could paint over this. Decisions. I know, I get so wrapped up in the decisions that sometimes it takes me forever to do something. So I think we're going to go with the yellow crown for Maisie. So just real light touches of the yellow here, just to give that illusion. And then again, I think I'm going to go with the purple, some purple jewels in the crown. And then for Maisie, she can have the let's have a look what we got here. Should we do an RV11? Is that going to be dark enough? I don't know if that's going to be dark enough. That's very cute though, isn't it? And then she could also have a purple collar, and I'm just using that purple now to take away any of that bleeding from the grey. So I've just held back a little bit. This is the RV13. I'm just going to add that to there, because I feel like I need a bit more of a pop of pink, and I'm going to add that to the flowers as well, just so that that stands out a little bit more. And I'm going to let that dry back a little bit, and I'm going to go with my fluorescent violet. So it's FV2. This is a true purple, very much like the wilted violet. So I am going to go over those little bits of jewels on Arnie's crown, and I'm also going to fill in some little bits on Maisie's collar, because I want it to pop that little bit more. And I'm actually going to go over that again properly, because I didn't feel like it really popped enough. And her little jewel, I don't know why I'm struggling with my words at the moment, on her collar, I think could be green. It could be like a little emerald, couldn't it? So let's just add a little bit of green to that. and I think that just looks adorable. So cute. So now we can cut these out. These are going to look so adorable. So let's just chop this out. I'm just going to cut these a little bit smaller for myself, and I'm going to put my pens away. I'm going to practice what I preach and be a bit tidy. There we go. There we are. And the Y11 and the Y15. There we go. Because I'm surrounded by pens as usual, and we need a little bit of space, don't we? So, so we know what we're doing. I think that goes that way around, actually. Yes, it does. These little caddies that I've got for the my alcohol markers are some of the best things ever. If you've not seen them, I will try and see if I can. I would suggest if you go and find Jane Vaughan, who is a Card Days Night. She's done a really great post about these, and they're amazing. Oh, it's JH is somebody different. Well, I apologise, JH. Lovely to see you. When I see the initials, you see, I think it's you, Julie, that's got, you know, loads of different accounts everywhere. Watching us on Facebook and YouTube. And if you haven't watched, you know, all of our videos, we've got lots of them. We'd love you to go and watch them. I'd love to get our subscribers on YouTube up to 1,000. We're almost, I think we're almost at 800. We're on our way to that number. It's one of those things that is so hard to you know, to really influence. So yeah, I would love it if you guys would subscribe to us on YouTube as well, because again, that's just really really helps us, helps other people see our videos as well if you like them. So if you do watch, give us a like, and let other people know that we're here, so that we can share with them too. So I think I'm about organised now, she says. Oh, what's colour's that one? YG91. There we go. Lovely. Oh, I feel so much better. Does anybody else feel like if they've not got a tidy space that they can't really concentrate? Because I definitely feel like that. Okay, so let's get these little guys cut out, because otherwise we'll be here all evening, which I know you guys don't mind. But we've got cats to feed, we've got humans to feed. So yeah, we need to get on with our evening, don't we, everyone? So let's get my little birthday cake here. Then my sentiments are all from the other set, and I'm just going to trim off the edges of this because I feel like they're just going to stick out a little bit, and they might ruin the die cut if the die gets stuck in the machine. So pop that one there, and this one can just go there. My next job this week is to have a go, or well, next week is to start playing with the new oh, see, that made a funny noise, didn't it? So the new release that's going to be out in June. we have got that, and we are going to I'm going to have a little play with that this week, get some samples ready to share with you all. So I'm excited for that, because playing with a new set is always so much fun. And obviously we've got dies, we've got stencils, oh, we've got so many wonderful things, so I'm really excited for that. I'm hoping that I'm going to get plenty of time to have a go at that next week. But we've got a really busy week next week at the salon. We're doing some training on ear piercing. I mean, I'm not, Ant's not, but the the girls in the salon are. And then we've got a mediumship evening, so we've got a lady called Joan Nettleson coming. She's doing us a night of mediumship. And whether you believe in it or not, it is such a fascinating evening and such a fun event to go to and observe. So we're excited for that. And then we're also got a meeting with our team, because it will be almost 6 months since we took over the salon, which is just absolutely unbelievable that we've got to that point. So, like I said earlier, I want to add a bit of dimension to my cover die. So the way to do that is to cut this out from some foam, rather than attempt to put foam tape on it. And I just knew that I wasn't going to have a piece big enough. How rude. Although it is almost big enough, and I think that's going to add me enough lift to work. So I'm gonna go for it. So I'll just show you in case I did that too quick. Can you see that my piece of foam, it doesn't quite go to the edges here? I'm just going to stick that in place. That doesn't really matter, because if I was using foam tape, it wouldn't go right to the edges. So I think there's going to be enough there for me to be able to get enough of a support and enough of a lift without it being exactly the right size. Oh. We shall see. This is me practicing for your benefit. So, I'll take this out of here. We should have, and this again just shows you how good the Gemini is and how good our dies are, because it's cut through that foam without any issues. You've now also got some adorable little foamy hearts, which again, could you use them for something? Maybe. I know I won't, because I'm terrible for it. I just store things for, oh, maybe I'll use that later, and then I just end up storing them. So I'm not going to do that on this occasion. And I will end up then just having to, if I decide to do it, I'll have to cut it out fresh. But yeah, you could easily do that. You save those for another project. So I mean, they look like little marshmallows or something. Oh, those love heart sweets. I mean, yeah, you could paint them. You could ink them. Oh, so cute. Right. They're going in the bin though. So this, I think, is going to work fine, absolutely fine. So we need to stick this to here. And again, I don't know if you can see the shimmer on that now it's dried. If I move it around a little bit, it's so pretty. It's just looks amazing. It's a shame really to cover it up, but the white cover die just breaks up that background so that your images pop a little bit. So it is good to have that there as just a bit of a colour break. So go. And we'll pop that over the top of our foam. So jiggle it about a bit so that it fits where you want it. Excuse me. And because the pressure in the die cutting machine can be really quite forceful, it can sometimes leave a little bit of a squidge out the edge there. So don't worry about that. We're just going to trim that bit off the edges and no one will ever know. The main thing is that it hasn't squidged in the centre, so you've got perfect line up with your hearts. Crafting Queen says, I think we crafters are all the same in collecting craft stashes and keeping offcuts. You could use those double-sided cutout hearts with glitter, gilding flakes or flock. I mean, just so many amazing different ideas. And I love that. That's why I love these things, because they're all so versatile. You've got so many different ways that you could use them, haven't you? You know, and like you say, because we're as crafters, we're quite thrifty and we create very creative. So we're always looking at things and thinking, what else could I use that for? What else could I do with that? I'm sure I could make something from that. So nothing ever gets thrown away. And Aunt goes mad because I'm like it with everything, really, because I look at things and I think, yeah, but I might use that one day. Keeping old, you know, paint pots and brushes and things like that, because I think, yeah, but one day I might need that. And then, you know, 3 years later it's still in a cupboard and taking up space. So sometimes you have to be a bit ruthless, don't you? Oh no, you've quietly picked self up off floor because you threw them in the bin. I know. Sometimes you have to be ruthless though. And I have got so much stuff, I can't possibly keep it all. It just, yeah, there's just not enough room in this house for all our crafty bits. I've just had to take a minute just to give Maisie a tickle on her tummy because she looks so cute. I need to take a picture of her because she's adorable. Now we'll try and get that up on. Oh, this is what Maisie's doing. Oh, bless you. While I'm crafting, I'll have to get that up on the page later for you to look at. So we're getting somewhere. So we've got our cute little scene here with our little crafty birthday cats who are treated like kings and queens, let's not forget. And then we've got the wishing you a happy birthday. Oh, I've woken it up now. I've woken you up. Oh no. So my thoughts were to do them on maybe some coloured cardstock with a bit of heat embossing. And I'm thinking that maybe we could use the green. Are you coming on my knee, little cuddle one? Because we've used accents of green, the green might be quite cute to use in the background, mightn't it? So I've just had a cat come and sit on me, so that's rather inconvenient. But this green, is it going to be a bit much? What do you think, Maisie? Would you like it on a bit of green? Would you like that? I think you might, mightn't you? Let's have a look. Let's get our stamping block. You're making it quite difficult for me to stretch because I'm going to squash you. So she's sat on my knee at the moment now. This cat is too cute. Do you know that this birthday card's for you? Do you know this is for you? I don't think you can see her little head poking over, but she's very cute. So let's get our sentiments set up on here. So I'm going to do it a bit at a time actually, because I want to make sure these are fully lined up properly. Hello. Yes, I can see you there, being all adorable. She's sat on my knee helping me craft now, aren't you? But you're going to be upset in a minute when I make a noise with the embossing tool, aren't you? Because I just realised I need to pop a little bit of my embossing, my anti-static powder on here, because otherwise we're going to make a bit of a mess. I want a nice clean stamped image. So I'll try that again, and I'm going to line that up just there, a little bit of a squeeze, and then we'll get the happy on here, and we'll line that up next to it. Now this may not be perfect because Maisie's helping, and Maisie is actually not really helping at all. But seeing as this is for you, Maisie, well then you know, you're reaping what you sow, aren't you, as they say. So bit of scrap paper again, and a bit of white embossing powder onto here. We'll get that on as quick as we can. It does take, you know, you've got a little bit of time to get that on there, but you want to make sure that you're doing it, you're not leaving it too long so that the ink doesn't dry out, so you get a nice impression. And that looks pretty good. Now once that is on there, the powder's on there, you're good to go. You can take your time, as long as you don't knock it, because it's not set, so you don't want to be putting your finger through it and ruining it. So you're going to have to be a bit careful. So I've now got a cat sat on my knee who is not going to respond very well to heat embossing gun. So I'm going to put it to one side for a minute, and we'll just clean up our stamps and pop these away before we disturb her. 6 months, that's insane, but congratulations. I know, I can't believe it's been 6 months. It is insane. So we're actually going on holiday as well, the beginning of June, to not really, well, to celebrate, of course, because we've got a lot to celebrate. The fact that we've survived our first 6 months, but really we are ready for a rest. Whew. It's been a tough 6 months. Not as in, it's been work, a lot of work, physical work, and a lot to think about, a lot to do. So it's been stressful, certainly stressful at times. So you know, we thought, do you know what, we're ready for a holiday. We really could do with one. And we just thought, shall we just book it? Because if we don't, we're never going. Oh, she's gone. So yeah, so we thought, we just went in one day and just said, look, this is how much we want to spend. We want something that's fairly, you know, nice, but cheap and cheerful, really. And for a week, because we don't want to be away too long. And yeah, what have you got for us? Spain is ideal because it's not too far for us to fly. And she got us a really good little package deal. After the kids are back at school, so it's a little bit more reasonably priced, because of course kids being off, just everything skyrockets in price, doesn't it? So we were, you know, lucky to be able to go away after that, and yeah, we can't wait. We actually can't wait. So what that will mean for the shop is the shop will remain open, but obviously we won't be able to pack you any orders until we get back from our holiday. So the shop will be open, but shipping will be suspended for while we're away. So this is my heat tool. I've had it for many years. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit, and once it's got a little bit of heat to it, I'm then going to take it to the back of my card and heat set that embossing powder from underneath, and you can see it changing. Hopefully you can see it changing on screen there, and just go over the top. So keep a steady stream of heat to it. You don't have to waft it about or anything like that. Just keep a steady stream, and that will give you that beautiful finish. That looks amazing, so I really like that. So I hope it looks good against our project. So I'm going to cut this down to a more manageable size for my die cutting machine, because like I say, when I'm cutting these out, I like to use my mini die cutter. You want to let it just dry a little bit first. I'm wafting it like this, like that makes a difference. And where are my dies? Let's have a look at my dies. I'm going to have a look at my fishtail die for the Wishing You Happy. See, hopefully it's long enough. Yes, that's the perfect length, look. So we've got the fishtail die for that, and then we've also got the birthday sentiment die for the birthday. So that's also perfect. Why have these not gone back the right way? That's better, isn't it? Have to have things lined up properly. I can't be dealing with things not being put back in the right place. in my little dies. There we go. So a little bit of washi tape here, and then we can just start popping this all together. So line that up onto there, and what you can do as well, once it's dried off and cooled down a little bit, it's worthwhile just going over the top of it with a dry cloth, just to buff off any of that anti-static powder, and it just makes the embossing powder just shine that little bit more, because you've taken off any of that that powder residue. So that's quite a nice little tip, just to buff up the powder afterwards. And then we'll get the birthday on there, and then we can pop this through the machine. Where's my plates? There they are. So we'll pop this through here. We should have all of the bits we need. So I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. There we go, and then you can see what we're doing. So we'll pop that back in its little house in my my little die folder. So this is one of our 8x9 folders, I think it is, or 8x9 folders. A fabulous little folder, and great for storing your dies, great for storing your stencils. Just fits really neatly on a shelf, and I love mine for storing things. So we've got Wishing You a Happy birthday. Oh, that works such a treat. That's so cute. And the green with the white looks so lovely. I love that. So bright and cheerful. So I think we'll pop that a little bit higher up so that these guys can sit a bit higher up themselves, and then the birthday will sit there. How cute is that? So I just need a couple of my foam rolls here. There we go. So that we can add a bit of foam tape to these guys. So what should we start with? Shall we start with the sentiments? I think I might start with the sentiment, you know, just so that I know I've got that in the right place. So I'm just going to use some of our thinner tape here and pop that there. And just make sure we're adding that to the middle, at the top there. Cute. And then the same with the birthday. Put that on a bit of a wonk, but it doesn't really matter because you won't see that. So again, the hearts will help you line it up in the middle as well, because obviously you've got an even number, so I haven't even put that in the middle after I've just said that that will help. So just do as I say, not as I do. And then my I'm considering popping this just flatter in the background in the middle, and then the Arnie and Maisie can sit around it. So that again is nicely centered in between my hearts there, and then these guys will pop up in front of it, so they become a bit more of a focal point. So let's cut some little slices off here for their bodies. So that one goes there. Love that. And I'll use that one on the top for the crown. And that one can go along there. Now the shaker tape and the wide roll tape are all the same width, or depth, sorry. They're not the same width, they're the same depth. So that means that I can use them in conjunction with each other and they won't be odd wonky heights, which is always an advantage. I know I keep saying I'm going to try and source some more of this. I have been struggling, and then I also just really haven't had time to investigate it anymore, which I know is a really poor excuse, isn't it? But sometimes, you know, you do just run out of time. So I like that that Maisie is just trotting along here. And I might add a little bit to her tail there, just so that it doesn't, you know, it doesn't collapse. Losing a bit of my foam tape here for some reason. There we go. So if I just pop that underneath her tail there, hoping that's not too, that might be a bit too big. Let's just carefully snip that down without snipping your fingers off. And pop that underneath the very tip of the tail, and then that will just support it so that it doesn't collapse. Lovely, lovely work. So we're now ready to do our finishing touches, which is such a fun bit. So again, I think I might just zoom you in a bit, because there we go. Then you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my white glaze pen and I've got my black Jelly Roll glaze pens, and this is where then we can just add some real detail. So a few little dots around the face and a few little dashes to look like bits of fur. Just adds to the character, I think. A few little bits, highlights on the crown and on the lovely sumptuous pillow for King Arnold. And then for little Princess Maisie, or Queen Maisie she should be. Why is she not a queen when he's a king? She is the queen of our castle. A little bit on, I love doing a little bit on their bums. It's so cute. So adorable. Well, I hope that they appreciate their little birthday card that I've made them. I'm sure they don't give two hoots. As long as they've had some treats, that's all they're bothered about. So I am going to add some extra little bits as well to this, because I think, why not? Because it's a birthday card, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle. I am going to add something, I don't know whether to do the sparkle first or the noses first. Let's do the noses first, because I don't want to... So the noses are going to go in a glazed black, you see. That really pops. And then the eyes, we can just go over in that glaze as well. And that'll just make them pop. And it gives them a little bit of a raised effect, but also a bit of shimmer. So this is my Stardust Stickles, and Stardust Stickles is just my favourite stickles. And I think adding a little bit of this over the top of some elements of the card. So on the jewels in particular, I think is going to be just adorable. I've put a little bit on the cake, and then I might just do some along the piping of the little cushion for Arnie, and then I've done the jewel on the crown, and there is a little bit where it has just smudged a little bit, which is not a big problem, but I think we'll just try and lift a bit of that. Probably not going to really do much, but there we go. Cute. So now we've got a bit of shimmer on there. We've gone all out, so I hope they appreciate it. So brilliant tip, rebuffing the embossed wording. We'll use that. Thanks, Joe. No problem. You're very welcome. And Annalise says exactly, all they want are extra treats. Absolutely. So look at the bling now. We've got some shimmer. We've got some bling. We've got a beautiful background, and we've got a cute little birthday cake all sparkling away. Well, if that's not a birthday card fit for a king and queen, I don't know what is. Julie says, just completed a card with whom one maid got to make at least one more as another friend's birthday Sunday. Oh, you are an absolute machine with the card making. Well, I hope that our little card today might have given you a bit of inspiration, because it is, you know, I think it's turned out really well. You're just outstanding, aren't you? Making cards for everyone. So I've really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for helping me. Maisie was such a big help for a few minutes. So I'm going to leave that there. Julie says, can you remind me what colours you used for your background, please? Of course. We used, I'll show you, we used wilted violet. We used, where's it gone? We used saltwater taffy, and we used Fossilized Amber. So those were the 3 colours that we used. And what I might do is, because this is a really good exercise, is I might do that on my picture when I take the picture later, so that you know what we used for this particular project. But yeah, that was fun. And they've got a card that they are really not bothered about, because if it's not got some licky licks in it, they're not interested in me at all. So I shall leave it there. Enjoy the members only sale. If you haven't already, do subscribe to our newsletter. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well, please, if you haven't already. And as a subscriber to the newsletter, I will resend after the show. I'll give it kind of 15 minutes, and then I'll resend the newsletter so that any new subscribers will get that 50% off 113 items in the store. Some real bargains if you're on the lookout for doing a bit of crafting next week. So in the meantime, I shall say good night. Have a wonderful crafty weekend. Crafty Queen says, another stunning card. Thanks for all the inspiration, tips and chat. Same to the crafty buddies on here. It's a lovely community, being another delightful way to spend an early Friday evening. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. This would be the perfect set for you as the crafty queen, wouldn't it? You see, you're already a crafty queen. So yes, so we will see you for another Friday evening crafting next week. So I believe that there are 2 Fridays before we go on holiday, so 2 more crafty Fridays to go, and we are not back on Hobby Maker, I don't think, until the 1st of July. So in between time we have the new release, so it's going to fly by, but I'm really excited to share it with you. So I will see you, if I don't see you before, then I will see you next Friday. Thank you guys, see you soon, bye.